is absolutely 100% the best stock Harley I've ever ridden. Welcome back to Flex and Freedom. You're with Aaron today, and we're at Belfast Harley Davidson, and we're going to test ride and review this beautiful 2022 Lowrider S. Let's get going. Okay guys, so out on the road on the 22 Lowrider S 117, essentially the newer model of my bike. Some slight differences. We have slightly higher suspension at the back, which I actually have noticed already, not only for the lean angle, but the suspension is slightly more travel, so I actually find this bike slightly comfier. Something that never really bothered me with my bike was having the dials here. All I had to do was flick my eyes down to see them, but I have to say, as reluctant as I was to admit that the relocation might be a positive thing, it's constantly in my field of vision, so very handy if you need to check your fuel or your speed or anything, and it actually looks really clean and really tidy. As with this, sort of ties in nicely, just the colour in there. If you can see that, the Fxlrs just on the tank. With this bike being so fresh, tyres, brakes and all still really settling in, as with the Fat Boy review, so we will be taking it sensible. For those of you who do follow the channel, you'll have seen that I posted a video, a vlog of my own bike, what I was going to do. I'd pretty much contented myself sticking with the 2020 Lowrider S, as I had upgraded my engine to a 117 anyway. However, getting on this bike, it's making me rethink everything. I'm not entirely sure about the bars, but they do feel more comfortable, so that's something I'm definitely going to check out, if the angle's different or the height's different on those. But the 117 stock just wants to go. Plenty to play with there, and bear in mind that this bike is stock. There's no stage 1 on it, there's no engine work done or anything like that. So especially for you guys who maybe don't want to get into, you know, nitty-gritty engine upgrades and stuff like that, if you're getting onto a 117 out of the factory, you don't really need to worry about any of that. So the 117 is currently Harley's biggest engine, and I really do think it rightfully belongs in this bike. But yeah, I definitely, with the handling on this bike, whoa, vastly improved from my 2020 model. Just the travel of the suspension and the lean angle, you have so much more clearance there, it's fantastic. The heavy breather is really neat and tidy looking, but it also isn't in the way. If you can see down there, it's not affecting my leg at all. Obviously these are the standard mid mounts, or forward mids. If you wanted to go front mounts, I believe it might be a bit of an issue, but I still think I could probably work with it. The speedo, much the same. You have your miles per hour, which is digital now. If you just scroll through the rest, you have your trip, you have your range left and your fuel tank. Time, genuinely I feel like my reach is slightly different from my bike to this bike, which is a good thing, because my back gets uncomfortably sore on the 2020 bike. Whoa. What? That's a stock Harley. No way does that sound like that. I'm actually really impressed. That's insane. Really throaty, punchy, just aggressive sort of growl out of a stock Harley. That's a real surprise. traditionally when you get on a Harley, especially now with all the regulations on emissions and things like that, the stock pipes tend to be quite dull, quite quiet, and one of the first things I normally do is get stage 1, you know, Vance and Hines or something, pipes on, just so there's that real deep, throaty, aggressive sort of presence on the road. But again, guys, see, if you're in the market for a Harley and you don't want to go down the route of upgrades and, you know, working on the engine and stuff like that, this bike is the bike for you. It just offers it all from factory. You know, you're talking as the M8 engines go stock, this is putting out the most power. So you have more power obviously in the 117 than the 114s and the 107s. For me, having ridden a 114 Fat Boy recently, and having ridden John's 107 as well, this bike is far more aggressive with regards to stock noise. So if sound is a concern or whatever, that's that box ticked as well. Handling wise, you've probably one of the best lean angles, and braking wise, you have your dual front discs, which is obviously important. If you're going to put the biggest engine that you have available in a bike, then you need to think about how quickly you can stop as well. So obviously, until now I've been saying, you know, if you want to keep things stock, if you want to keep things standard, then this is a bike for you. The exact same goes for if you want to work on a bike and you want to get a bike that really performs, has a great power output and stuff like this, then obviously why not start in a 117, unless you're going to go crate engine. But I mean, I've heard of insane results of this 117 engine with cams, so essentially a stage 2. So your stage 1 is your air intake, maybe fuel management pack or system, and your exhausts. Stage 2 is where you change the cams. Various cams out there. You can go power focus or torque focus, and then stage 3 you're into upgrading the bore of the engine. So stage 2 is really good, with power return to money invested. So if you can get the likes of this engine, put cams in it, you know, I'd imagine that'd be enough for anyone. Bearing in mind that my stage 3 114 is a 117, and like the power that it, anytime I get on it, like it just brings a smile to my face. Yes, I have got used to it to an extent, but if you're starting on a 117, you're doing cams, stage 1, imagine just how much fun that's going to be. Oh, hope you can hear that. That is insane for a stock Harley. I'll tell you how good it is. I actually just missed my turn off. Okay. Flip. Man. I want a new bike. There's no way this is stock. This is crazy. And the one thing as well that really tempts me about this bike, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but essentially the majority of this bike is the same as mine. So I could transfer my Ireland and S shifter grips across. The turn signals I think are similar. Yeah, they look good. Potentially my saddlebag, my layback plate mount, and what I'm really excited to hear as well is Belfast Harley Davidson has started using Power Vision tuners, and I've never had an issue with FP3. obviously with the new regulations and stuff coming in, FP3 has had to go into further development. It's now FP4. We're having issues in Ireland getting FP4s, but from what I see online, Power Vision seems to be a really good option. So really excited to hear that Belfast is utilising that and supplying that. And had a wee chat with the guys there before I took this out as well, because it wouldn't be me if I wasn't thinking of performance upgrades. Okay guys, so we've left the dealership. We've done, I don't know, 20-30 mile maybe, if even, and we're going to jump back on here, but I just wanted to do a wee walk around. So I've mentioned a few things. Fuck's sake. Okay guys, so we're about 15-20 miles from the dealership. Been having a lot of fun so far. Just want to do a quick walk around here. So you'll see at the front we have our dual discs for our stopping. Very important, especially if you're going to put an engine that size in the bike. You come around here with our lovely heavy breather, our blacked out engine, our black pipes which are stock. As you come around here, you'll notice the ride height's increased, allows for slightly more suspension travel and also an increased lean angle. Not much different this side of the bike. Obviously our derby cover here is a 117 instead of 114, and as you come up here you'll see that the gauges have been relocated from here to here. So a really nice heads up display. It's in your field of view the whole time you're riding, you don't have to look down at all. And yeah, I have to say everything's really well thought out, and I love this heavy breather. And I was slightly concerned about getting away, but no, I have plenty of space here and it's not affecting my riding position whatsoever. So look, we're going to jump back on. I'm going to chat to you a wee bit on the way back to the dealership, so bear with me. Now, some of you will have watched my last vlog where I was contenting myself with my 2020 Stage 3 Harley Lowrider S. Trying to talk myself out of liking this one too much, but I'm well impressed so far. So for a stock Harley, the noise, there's a real grunt off this. So hopefully the camera picks that up and does it justice, but there's a huge difference in the throatiness and the aggressiveness of the noise there in comparison to the 114 I rode a few weeks ago. Putting it down maybe to the heavy breather, more air in through the same pipes, blah blah blah, should increase the volume of the noise slightly, I think. So like I say, the display here is right, I don't even have to tilt my head, so hopefully you can see this in the camera actually. But you've got everything you need in front of you there. So you can see the bike's just turned 200 miles. You have your speed, your revs, your fuel, and if you toggle through using the standard button, you can set your trips and stuff as well. I have to say I was a wee bit I don't know if I'd say apprehensive or reluctant when I seen this. I thought it was very much heading towards like the Sportster S styling and stuff, you know. It was a wee bit plasticky, took away from the sort of old vintage Harley look, but it has not bothered me one bit, and if anything I actually really like it. I love how they've tied the colour in on the Fxlrs. So I'll get a wee look down for you now. You can just see that. Ties in lovely with the paint on the side of the tank and the wheels. And as we're talking about those sort of things, I think we're getting stuck in roadworks here. So for once I'm not actually complaining, because we'll get a chance to look down at this heavy breather. If you look down at the heavy breather, you can see there's plenty of clearance there. It's not in the way whatsoever with the standard mounts. It looks badass, and really adds to the bike in my opinion. Very, very nice improvement from my 2020 model. And once we get going again as well, we'll definitely, will definitely notice the handling on this bike. So not a whole pile has changed between my bike and this bike with regards, like, both have dual brakes, which is great, but this bike is slightly higher at the back. Again, was a wee bit apprehensive when I seen that. Gives a wee bit of a gap at the top of the tyre to where the fender is. Wasn't sure it was in keep with my image of what I thought a Harley should look like, but you know, sometimes new stuff like change and stuff is good. Once I started riding it, I instantly noticed, and you might even notice a difference in some of our videos. So if you watch the videos when I'm in my 2020 Lowrider S, you'll probably hear my voice because I feel nearly every bump in the road. With this, it is so smooth, and it's because of that extra suspension travel. It's so comfortable, and then obviously with that increased height as well, you have an increased lean angle, so you can really throw it in. Like, I'm not afraid of scraping my pegs, but the fact that you can lean even further before you touch your pegs just really suits my style of riding. Like I've mentioned in a few videos, not that you get to see it online because the fun police be out, but quite an aggressive rider, especially along coastal roads and stuff, and you really want to be getting round them and throwing the bike down a wee bit. But this bike's proven to be a huge dilemma for me, because literally less than a week ago I was like, nope, not changing, I'm happy with my 2020, and here we are trying to think of reasons to convince my fiance that I need a new bike and they need to spend money on it. So guys, for me this has actually surpassed my expectations. I think potentially 80-90% of the population are going to be more than happy with the 117. For those that aren't, a small percentage of you will be more than happy with the stage 2. Anyone else is just being greedy. But no, look, seriously, bike's a lot of fun, and it's actually extremely comfortable. Okay, I'm gonna go. So yeah, it's one of those things, like, you know, you tend to find a lot of people on the bike market look for purely performance, prioritize comfort over performance, this, that or the other. For me personally, just shy of 6 foot, this bike is very comfortable. Probably I would say this is the best balanced bike I've ridden by Harley Davidson, in the sense that it's got more than enough performance for the majority of people, and it's extremely comfortable. So I'm not sure if the Fat Boy suspension preload wasn't set right for me, but it was quite stiff. Softail Heritage, when I rode that, it was very spongy, very soft. This is just perfection. I would really love to take it out and give it a good thrashing, just to see how it goes around some real good twisties, but maybe another day. I can genuinely see John on one of these as well. His riding style too is fairly similar to mine. Obviously he's interested in the ST version, which is the front fairing here and the bags at the back. Super practical, and I think I would be happy enough to go for this one. Black, obviously, favourite colour. This is absolutely 100% the best stock Harley I've ever ridden. Look at that. Oh, what? She just eats corners for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And she's got the power to eat the straights as well. Okay guys, just on my way back to the dealership. Look, thank you very much for joining us again today. Hope this video was of some use to you. Anything I've missed out or anything you can think of you would like to know, please drop it in the comment section. We will get back to you on it. With regards to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Makes all the difference, and it means that you don't miss out on the exciting new content that's coming your way very, very soon. We're delighted to say that Belfast Harley Davidson are being extremely accommodating off our YouTube channel, and we have loads of bike content coming over the next number of weeks, so stay tuned for that. But for now guys, enjoy the good weather and peace out. Look at that sexy riding there.